Robin, back for round 2 of our girls intermediate class. I'm going to wait as usual for a couple people to join in before I get started. Hope everyone is doing well. I am starting to feel that cabin fever, super intense. It's nice to be out of the apartment. Still isolated here though, but at least it's not home. So if y'all are feeling the same, definitely recommend getting out of the house. Go to your backyard to do this or something. Who joined? It doesn't say. Hello, whoever just joined. Glad you could make it to our virtual class. Like I said before you joined, I'm gonna wait for a couple people to join in. Don't want to start to an empty class, you know. Just get ready to get moving. Awesome. Hello, welcome. Today we're going to be doing the opposite rotations as we did last week. So last time we did our beam, floor, and tramp. Today we're going to focus on floor, bars, and vault. Awesome. We've got 3. Hello, welcome. If you have somewhere spacious that you can run, like a front or backyard, that'd be preferable for what I have planned for vault. That's going to be at the end though, so you don't need to make your way there now unless you want to. Since it's going to be hard to do bars without a bar, we're mostly just going to do our conditioning, get you strong enough so that work on your strength so that when we come back you're not too far behind and we can get going with those bigger skills that you actually need a bar for. That's the downside of having an intermediate class, is that y'all do more of the actual skill stuff, so it's hard to do that without the equipment. So we're going to focus on the conditioning part, get the strength up that you need to do those skills. We've got 4. Hello, 4th person. Forgot to say hi. Welcome. I'm going to go ahead and get started. As always, we're going to start with just warming up. So I want you to let's do jumping jacks this time. I'm going to set my timer for 1 minute. I am not going to do it with you today because I don't want to. So 1 minute on the clock. You're going to do jumping jacks, open, close, over and over for 1 minute. And I'm going to stand here and cheer you on. Go, girls, you got this. It's not just because I don't want to. It's also hot in here. So try not to get too sweaty too fast. So you got this. 1 minute. You have 30 seconds left. Keep going. Push as hard as you can. See how fast you can go. If you're counting, try to get to like 100. I know that seems impossible, but I promise it's not. Keep going, almost there. You got 18 seconds. Jumping jacks. If you get tired of jumping jacks, you can just run in place, or run in circles, or go for an actual run. Up to you. Almost done, got about 0 seconds. You made it. All right. Good job. Next thing you're going to do is stretch jumps. You're going to go nice and high. Start with your arms down. Use your arms to pump up as high as you can. Try to get several feet off, well, not several feet, but at least a foot off the floor. Make sure you're jumping through your toes. Remember, as soon as you leave the floor, your toes are the last thing to leave. You're pointing them down. Arms and toes are both helping you go up as high as you can. You're going to go for 30 seconds this time, not a whole minute. And go. His arms are down, jumping straight up and down. 30 seconds. Again, I'm not doing it with you. I'm already sweating and all I've done is talk. So, almost there, ladies. You got about 5 seconds left. Keep going, jumping as high as you can. 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Excellent. Alright, now we're going to get into our actual stretches. Hopefully your body is a little bit warmed up. Go ahead and start swinging your arms side to side. feels like 10-ish. And now start up and down, swinging over your head, back behind. I feel like this would be a good opportunity for me to learn how to count to 10 in different languages. I only know English and Spanish. I bet I could do Pig Latin though. I know it's up to 3 in French, but it'd be cool to count to 10 different languages. I'm gonna start, that's my mission now. Okay, take your arm, go straight across your chest, grab your wrist, and pull that straight arm as close to your chest as you can. You should feel the stretch in your upper shoulder. And switch arms, straight across, grab the wrist, and pull as close to you as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If my audience knows any languages other than English or Spanish, feel free to leave how to count to 10 in the comments there, and I'll try to use it in the lesson. Or if you want to Google it for me and leave it there too, that works. Alright, arms up. Touch your back, grab your elbow, and pull your arm behind your head. If you can't quite really reach your elbow very well, you can always grab your hand, pull it down like that. And switch arms, touch the back, grab the elbow, and pull behind your head. Excellent. Feet together, arms up tall. You're going to reach down, try to touch your toes. If you can't make it all the way, that's okay. Me neither. Just go as far as you can. Excellent. Now take it down to the floor. Doing the same thing. First things first, point those toes as hard as you can. Squeeze your leg muscles. Parents, if you're helping out, you can stab their legs with your fingers. Make sure you can feel the clenching of the muscles. Pointing it as hard as you can. Now point them up to the ceiling. Flex as hard as you can. Same deal, just pull as hard as you can. Engage those muscles. And point them down again. Arms up in your ears. Reach forward as far down as you can. Turn your head in to look at your knees. I am not very flexible today. Being quarantined, I'm not stretching as much as I normally do. So if y'all are in the same boat, don't be like me. Stretch every day. Alright, now point those toes up towards the ceiling. We're doing the same thing. If you don't have to look down this time, just reach out as far as you can. How many do we have on now, cameraman?
9.
9, awesome. Hello, welcome everybody. For those of you just joining in, we're going to be doing floor, bars, and vault today. Obviously, I know that y'all don't have the equipment at home. That's okay. We'll make do. All right. Feet together in your butterfly. Push those knees down to the ground. And forehead, nose, chin, whatever you want, down to your toes. Awesome. Open up to a straddle. Start with your arms up in your ears. We're going to turn to the side and reach down to your toes. I want the leg to be feeling most of the stretch right now. We'll switch it up to your side. It's getting a nice stretch, but right now focusing on the leg. Back up to the middle, turn and reach to the other side. Arms back up, you're going to reach down to the middle. You can walk your hands out. As always, make sure your knees are not falling down to the floor. You want to keep your knees and your toes pointed up towards the ceiling. Easier said than done, I know. So if you have a partner with you, have them just kind of sit behind you, hold your knees up like that. Or if you have some kind of small ledge like this, that would work too. I realize you probably can't really do it against a wall because that doesn't leave room to lean forward. So, alright. Now this time, you're going to keep one hand down, and you're going to reach over that direction so that this time you're stretching more of your side muscles. Oh my goodness, I feel this from my hip all the way to my arm. That's how unstretched out I am right now. Like I said, stretch every day. Alright, other side. Hand down, arm up. You're going to reach all the way over. This side's not quite as bad. I feel it from here to here. Awesome. Now stand it up just a little bit. Hands down, feet all the way down to your split. You can go down to your elbows. As always, if you can't make it all the way down, that's okay. Hold yourself up wherever you can. Get down to. The whole point is to stretch, not to break yourself. Okay? Up on your knees. You're going to put whichever leg you like to start with, put it straight out in front of you. I like to start with it straight so that you make sure you're getting the right position as we go into the lunge. More times than not, people will start with their foot here, and then when they go into the lunge, then your knee is in front of your toe, and that's not good. It's going to hurt your knees. So start with your leg already straight out, and then go to your lunge. That puts your knee right over your ankle, just where it should be. Make sure you're pushing your hips forwards. So you're getting that stretch up your hip right there. And count to 10 in whatever language you know. Like I said, my mission is to learn French to 10. Un, deux, trois, that's all I know. Alright, straighten that front leg, point your toe up to the ceiling. Put your hands by your ankle, nose to knee. Excellent. Leave your hands down by about your calf area. Slide your foot as far forward as you can. Notice my back leg did not move. Okay? Hold yourself up however far or however high or low that you are. If you're all the way down like me, try to put your arms out to the side. That's going to help you keep your hips squared away. Make sure both toes are pointed. Excellent. Back up on your knees. So you're going to put the other leg straight out in front. And bend into your lunge. Again, making sure your hips are being pushed forwards. Otherwise, it's just not stretching you the way it should. Alright, straighten that front leg. Point your toe to the ceiling. Hands down by your ankle and nose to knee. Good. Leave the hands by your calf. Slide down as far as you can. Again, if you're all the way down, lift those arms. If you're all the way down but you can't balance, obviously leave your hands down. Just because you're all the way down doesn't mean you're really all the way down. Only lift your hands if you can balance. I don't want you going like this every 2 seconds trying to lift your arms. Y'all can probably tell my hips aren't as square this way. It's hard. Alright. Did all that. Alright, lay down on your back. If you cannot already do a back bend by yourself, if you have a parent or a sibling there who knows how to spot a back bend and you don't have it by yourself yet, you're welcome to use them. If you don't have a safe spotter, and you can't do it by yourself, don't do it. Just do a regular back bridge or a regular lay down push up into bridge. If you can already do your back bend, excellent, go for it. Make sure you have something soft under you. You don't want to break your head on your concrete if you're outside. Okay? So for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, regular bridge is like this. You lay down, hands by your ears, and push up. Back bend would be starting from standing and leaning down onto the floor into your bridge. Either way, the position ends up the same. Try to push your legs straight. And now try to lift one leg up in the air, preferably your good foot. But we're going to do both, so it doesn't matter. Put it down, try to lift the other leg. Come down and take a little break. We're going to do that one more time. I want you to try to lift your arms next time. If you already know that you can't do that, don't do it, okay? This is just for the practice if you are already able to do it. The point of this isn't necessarily to be getting new stretches like this. It's to reinforce what you already know. I don't want y'all to get hurt. This is not something you should do if you don't already know how to do it. Okay, if you can't do it, just leave your hands or feet on the floor. Keep yourself balanced. Don't fall on your head. Okay, one more time, you're gonna push up. This time, you're gonna lift up an arm. Put it back down, lift the other arm. And come down, rock and roll. Grab those knees. Count to 3, 1, 2, and 3. This time, arms up in your ears, you're rolling all the way up to a candlestick, standing all the way up. We're going to do 3 of those. And we're done. You made it through warm-up. Congratulations. Super proud of you. How many do we have on now?
13.
13. Wowza, that's a lot. Hello all. Glad you could join us. Okay. I'm going to grab my water so I'm not running back and forth. Alright. So like I said at the beginning, some of y'all probably didn't hear me because you just joined on. That's okay. If you didn't get to stretch with us, please do some kind of warm-up on your own. I don't know where I'm going. It's not being here today. It's for. Please do some kind of stretch on your own. You don't want to be using your muscles after sitting on your couch all day. I know that's what I've been doing. Totally took a nap earlier. Best day of my life. So if you haven't been very active, that's especially more important for you to stretch a little bit. If you were able to stretch with us, awesome. That should be okay. If you don't feel like your muscles are quite warmed up enough, keep going. No pressure to follow along exactly what I'm doing when I'm doing it. That's the whole point of having this live stream, so that you can follow it if you are, or you can look back on it. We're also posting it to YouTube, so if you know anybody who doesn't have a Facebook, they can also search us up on YouTube. These videos are there as well. You can always go back to it later. So, like I was saying earlier, we are doing floor, bars, and vault today. I understand y'all don't have all the equipment that we do here. That's okay. We'll make it work. That's the whole point of this, is for y'all to do it at home. So, first thing we're going to do on floor is get a little conditioning in. Today is going to be a very conditioning heavy. Conditioning, for those of you who don't know, is basically just like your muscle workout, stuff you would do at the gym, or gymnastics. I mean, we do it here, at least my class does. So the first thing you're going to do is box jumps. I'm going to use the squishy mat because it's about the height and squishiness of my couch. So if y'all have a couch at home that's about knee high, or if your bed is about knee high, something about knee high, or if you have really strong legs, you can try to go taller. But most importantly, do it somewhere that is safe. If your parents don't want you jumping on the couch or bed, don't. Just do tuck jumps, and I'm going to get into that in a second. But whatever you have at home that you can jump up onto in a safe way, and if you are using the couch or bed, ask your parents first. So like I said, we're going to be doing, I'm going to use this thing. If you don't have something safe or permission to jump on your couch or bed, then you're just going to be doing tuck jumps. It's kind of like the stretch jumps we were doing for warm-up, but you're bending your knees up as high as you can, pretending like you are jumping on top of something. So if this is my goal, I would jump like that. You don't have to do the arms or anything. I just want you jumping up as high as you can and using your leg muscles to jump up. This is the one and only time I don't want pointed toes. Obviously, those of you who know me, I am a stickler for pointed toes. This is the one time I don't want that because you're pretending like you're jumping onto something. You can't jump on pointed toes. Don't tell that to ballerinas though, that's like all they do. So you're jumping up. Try to bring those knees as high to your chest as you can. If you do have a surface, then same deal, and you jump back down. If you don't want to jump down, you can always just step it down. That's perfectly fine too. You're gonna do 20, right? Yes, 20 of those, 20. If you can do it all at once, that's okay. Take a break, maybe do sets of 5, sets of 10, however you need to do it. But like I said, we're working your leg muscles today. We're gonna work on some leaps in a second. So I just wanna get those muscles warmed up, used to being used before we go into the jumping stuff. Well, jumping on one foot stuff. Like I said, 20 of those. I'm gonna do however many I feel like doing. Probably not all 20, but we'll see. So jumping up. If you are stepping down like I am, it would probably be a good idea to alternate which leg you're stepping down with. Just so they're being used evenly, I guess. Alright, my legs are tired, so I'm going to stop. I only did like 12. Keep on going. If you were going along with me, you got about 8 more. 7, 8 more. All good. Make sure you're getting some water in between stuff. I'm guessing y'all are about done with those. Give you a couple more seconds. Get some water. Or if you want to wait till we're done with the floor, that works too. But if it's as hot where you are as it is in here, need some water. Alright, next thing that we're going to do are leg lifts. So you can use that same surface you were using for your box jumps. If you weren't using your couch to jump up onto, you're not jumping this time, so feel free to go over there. All you're doing is putting your foot on it this time. If you can't balance, you can always, or if you don't have a couch that you want to use or for whatever reason, if you're outside, whatever, you can do it from the floor as well. It doesn't have to be from a higher surface. This just makes it a little harder. This is how I distinguish the intermediate from beginners. So it doesn't really matter. It's working the same muscles. It's just a little bit harder. So you're putting your foot up onto this higher surface. We're going to start facing forwards. If you have something to hold on to, you can, or you can work on your balance, which is recommended, and not hold on to anything. All you're going to do is hold your arms out to the side, and you're lifting your leg as high as you can, just like that. You're going to do 10 on each side. So starting with whichever foot you're starting with. I already did 2, so I'm picking up there. 4, 5, 6. Notice my toe is staying pointed. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch sides. Lifting 1, 2. Wow, you can tell this side is a lot stronger. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. I forgot to say this before I started, but when you're doing your leg lifts, make sure you're not leaning back to lift up your leg, and you're not leaning forwards when you're kicking. It's very important. The whole point of this is keeping the posture using just your leg muscles. It should hurt a little bit right here. That's okay. This next one is especially difficult if you're not very flexible in your back. I am, so I'm able to show it to you. So if you want, you can do it starting up like this. You're lifting up like that. But if you don't quite have that back flexibility, that's okay. Like I said, you can go down to the floor and lift it as high as you can there. Or if you want all the way, that's fine too. I'm going to use this because, like I said, this is what I expect my intermediate girls to use when we're here. So again, you're facing forwards. We're going to do 10 on each side. Once again, make sure you're not leaning forward too much as you go. Parents, if you can, stand in front of your child, kind of be their brick wall to keep them from leaning forward. That works. Oh, that hurts. If you feel the pinch in your back, that means you're doing it right. Switch legs. Perfect. Awesome. Alright, next one that you're going to do, instead of forwards or backwards, you're going to face the side. Foot goes toe and knee pointed up, not down. Just like that straddle position we were in earlier. My heart is racing. So hot in here. Okay. Arms out to the side. Once again, you're lifting straight to the side. I did a lot of these yesterday when I was working out, so I'm already very sore. So that's why I'm struggling a little bit. I'm not usually this bad, I promise. Okay, and switching sides. I'm just gonna do it from the floor so you don't have to look at my back. Lifting up, keeping that knee turned up towards the ceiling. If you are going from the floor, try to lift it as high as you would if you were using the higher surface. If you can't, that's okay. Just go as high as you are able to. Let's count. That feels like 10 though. I don't know. Alright. Next thing we're going to do is go review the positions that you go through in a leap. So typically, a leap is done, what's the opposite of stagnant? In motion, I guess, with the chasse and everything. But for the sake of the positions, we're going to start stagnant. So you're lifting your leg into that same position. This is where you start. Like I said, in an actual leap, you're moving across the floor, so you're not literally standing here on one leg, but this is the position that you pass through even in motion. Then you're going to put that leg down right where it was, and lift your back leg. This is your finishing position. Make sure that you're using your good leg, your gymnastics foot. If you're a lefty but a righty gymnast, you know who you are. That's the leg that, whatever leg you cartwheel and handstand on, that's the one you want to use for your leaps. That leg is the one that's up in the air. I'm a righty, I cartwheel and handstand and everything with my right leg, so it's my right leg that's in the air. If you're a lefty, that's your left leg. So one more time, those positions, that's your starting and finishing. Your arms stay by your side the whole time, okay? That's all the position review is. So I want you to do that 5 times. Just lift, step, lift, that's it. Do that 5 times. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds to do that. It doesn't take long, it's not difficult. I'm gonna move in front of the fan. Yeah, that feels good. Alright, you should be done with that. So, next thing that we're going to do is review how to do a chasse. If you have never done a chasse before, I'm going to try to break it down real simple for you, but I want you to understand 99.9% of students I've taught this to have struggled with it. So if this is your first time doing the chasse and you're having trouble, that's okay. Don't worry about it because everybody does. It can be kind of difficult. So don't stress out. Don't feel bad if you're not getting it right away. But if you are in an intermediate class here, you should have done these before, and hopefully you remember how to do it. I know we've been out for a long time, but it hasn't been that long. All right, so you started with your favorite foot in front. No, you're not. Your bad foot in front. Honestly, you can do it either way, but my personal preference is to start with my bad foot in front. So that's my left. You step, bring your feet together, and lift that bad foot, and that's your chassé, kind of in a very small, broken down way. All together, that's going to look like this. So cameraman, just so you know, I'm moving across the floor now, so be prepared to follow me. All right. So one more time and fast. Start bad foot out, step, kick, land. I'll do it again slowly for you. So that's just step, bring your back foot in, and lift that front leg. I like to use the analogy of playing putt-putt. So if you ever played putt-putt or actual golf or whatever, imagine this foot is your golf ball and your back foot is your putt. So you're putting your golf ball and kicking it away. Okay, so step, kick, out. Step, kick, out. Step, kick, out. Start speeding it up. Try to add that little bounce. However much space you have. I'm not going to go across the whole floor because I don't want to make my cameraman run back and forth. So I'm going to start right here. Once again, start slow. Step in, kick. Step in, kick. Step in, kick. A little faster. And speeding it all the way up. Of course, when we do actual leaps, you're not just doing chassés. So that's where the next step comes in. So after you do that chassé, you're landing in that same starting position here. Step bad foot, lift good foot, recognize this position, leap, and finish, should recognize this position. So I'm going to do it fast for you. Chassé, step, lift, land. It's not the best ever because I stubbed my toe. Oops, let's try that again. Great landing, Coach Robin. Anyway, you get the gist. So, starting bad foot, kick, good foot, land, step, jump. It helps to have some kind of rhythm, maybe a chant going on. So I usually put the directions into short words that they can use as kind of a rhythm to keep going. So it's step, kick, lift, jump. No, it sounds like a lot, but it's really not. Step, kick, lift, step, lift, jump. Step, kick, lift, step, lift, jump. If you don't like lift, you can always use kick, whatever. Step, kick, jump. It's hard to say fast. I messed it up. Let's try that again. Step, kick, lift, jump. Step, kick, lift, jump. Got it. Okay. Keep practicing those. Do about 5 more. I'm going to keep doing it slowly for those of you who need to see it slow. I'll do about 2 more slow and 2 more fast, and that should be enough time for y'all to do your 5. Super off balance today. Alright. Hopefully y'all are about done with those. I believe that's all I have for more. Yes, it is. Alright. Wait, no. I need to catch my breath. No, wait, give it that. Okie dokie. So, we are heading over to bars. Of course, I understand not everybody has bars you can use at home. That's okay. If you do, I'm super jealous. I wish I had that as a kid. But like I said, we're mostly just going to be doing different kinds of conditioning to work the muscles that you need to do the skills once we finally come back. Okay. I didn't turn the fans on over here. It's so hot. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm so sweaty. See, my hair is like wet. Gross. JK, sweat's nothing to be ashamed of, ladies. Okay. First thing that we're going to do is a plank / push-up hold. So for those of you in my class, if you've been in my class for a while, we've done these before. It should not be new. If it is new, no worries. It's not hard, I promise. So a push-up hold, we'll start with that because most people know what a push-up is. Arms are, shoulders are directly over your wrists, and you're just going to go up to your feet and try to keep yourself balanced like this. I think I did this last week at some point. You're just holding this for as long as you can. And then we're also going to do a plank, which is the same thing, but on your elbows, just like this. I don't feel like doing those with you because I did them last night in my workout, so y'all have fun with that. You're going to do each of those for about 30 seconds. I'm going to set my timer, and let's start with the push-up hold. So with your arms straight, balancing on your hands and feet. Parents or whoever's watching, if you're in the mirror, whatever, make sure you're not going like this. You're not arching your back. Most importantly, you're not sitting on the ground. But most commonly, it ends up being the booty in the air. So make sure you're keeping your bottom flat, shoulders directly over your wrists. Again, I'm not going to do these with you because. And ready, set, go. 30 seconds on the clock. Gosh, it's so hot in here. The fans need to be on me. I'm going to go stand in front of the fan. There we go. Oh, yes. You have about 0 seconds left. You are done. Switch to your elbows. That plank hold. Down here, just like this. I'm just standing in front of the fan. That's the only reason I moved. All right, ready? 30 seconds on the clock. Ready, set, go. The air feels really good. I have about 3, 2, 1, 0. You are done. Congratulations, you made it. Air 5. Woo. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to kind of alternate arms and abs because those are the main muscle groups that you use on bars. So after plank and push-up, you're going to go into a sit-up. So if you have a mat or pillow or couch or something heavy to hold your feet, or even better, person, just have them hold your feet if you need it. If you don't need it, even better. But you're just laying on the ground, arms by your chest, behind your ears, down by your side, wherever you prefer, sitting up all the way, just like this. I want to give you a number, but at the same time, everybody is different. I have some kids who can barely do 10, and I've got some who could keep going after 80. And there's some who start struggling around 50, but can do 80. So whatever is the right number for you, like I said, you don't have to follow along with us exactly. So if you, okay, so I should have said this already. Go ahead and start your sit-ups while I'm talking, because I'm killing time here, because I don't want to do them. So as you're doing your sit-ups, you're listening, however many you can do. You know, you want to challenge yourself, push yourself to do as many as you can, building those stomach muscles. For those of you who don't have your chin pullover yet, that is super duper important. We can't move you up until you have that. If you already have that, awesome. You still need your stomach muscles for back hip circles, mill circles, tuck-ons, swings, glide swings, kicks. You need your stomach for everything. So that's why I said we're focusing on arms and abs. So you keep doing sit-ups. Try to get to at least, let's say 25. I think in the time I've been talking, you should have reached at least 10. So try to keep going, do as many as you can. And this is always something you can go back to. Like I said, you don't have to follow us exactly. So especially once this is posted for your review, you can pause it and do it as many as you can and press play to keep following the lesson. The most important thing is that you're staying active and healthy. Remember, an active body is more immune, or has a stronger immune. I don't know if that's a truth or not, but might be a commonplace assertion. I don't know. When I was a gymnast, I never got sick though. Now that I'm retired, I get sick a lot. So, I mean, theory tested in my opinion. Not a lot. I'm not sick right now. Kind of bad time to be joking about getting sick. I'm sorry. Alright. However many sit-ups you've done, that's good. You can go ahead and stop. If you stopped a while ago, awesome. Proud of you for doing what you did. Now we're going to switch it back to arms. We're going to go pretty easy. Remember, push-ups is always something that you can do on your own time. Just remember there's different kinds of push-ups, but for the sake of bars, focus on the biceps. That's your elbows out, going down like that. Push-ups, not elbows in. That's more your triceps, which are important too. But for the sake of bars, we mostly use your biceps. So going out like that, elbows pointed out for push-ups. But I'm not going to make you do push-ups because for the sake of time. So we're going to go into dips. So you can do these on the floor, or you can use your couch. You can use the arm or the cushiony part. I'm going to show you on the beam because I imagine that's about how high a couch would be, approximately-ish. So you just put your hands at the edge where your fingertips are dangling off. A lot of times I see kids try to do it like this. That's really, really bad for your wrist. So make sure to turn your hands forwards. Feet, you might want to stand on my side. You can put your legs straight or bent. Bent is going to be easier. So I'm going to do straight, and you just bend your elbows straight back. This is kind of the opposite of what I said with the push-ups. You don't want your elbows to go out. You want to keep them in as close to you as you can. So make sure your hands are right next to your hips. You don't want them way out to the side. Right there next to your hips. And you just go straight down. Like I said, you can also do these on the floor. Gotta come to a hard floor though. It doesn't really work on a squishy surface. So it's the same thing. So you just push up into a tabletop position with your fingers still pointed towards your toes, and you're bending down like that. This stretches my shoulder a lot more, so I don't feel like it works my muscles quite as much, which is why I prefer to do elevated dips. But if your shoulders are as flexible as mine were back in the day, and it doesn't actually hurt, then feel free to do it on the floor. If you don't have a higher surface, that's fine, do it on the floor. Totally up to you. That's the glory of home workouts. I am going to do these because I did not work my arms last night, so I'm going to do that right now. Again, same as the sit-ups, just do as many as you can. Try to get to at least 15. These are harder than sit-ups. Most kids feel like they can't do sit-ups, but then they totally can. These are the kind of thing that you really do need to already have the muscle to be able to do, and it just kind of builds the muscle that's already there. If you're not already kind of strong in the arm muscles that this is using, then it's going to be really difficult, so I don't want to challenge you too much. Just do what you can. So after you're done with the dips, Like I said, just do as many as you can. I don't expect y'all to go as long as you did for sit-ups. So the next thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna get back into abs. We're gonna do a hollow hold. Hopefully most of y'all already know what that is. If not, that's okay. I'm gonna walk you through it, don't worry. Oh my goodness, I'm taking up a lot of time. You know what? We're gonna skip that and go to vault. You lucked out. Okay. Great. Okay. I didn't realize how long I'd been talking. Alright, so we're gonna go to vault. If you don't have a large space to run, that's okay. You don't necessarily need it. I am gonna tell you to do some sprints, but if you don't have somewhere safe to go outside, I know they closed the parks recently, so don't go there. But if you have a nice backyard or something, feel free to go out there to run. If not, that's okay. Just skip the sprinting part. So, clearly y'all don't have a springboard at home. I know sometimes people have bars or even a beam at home, but I find it very, 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 very unlikely that you're gonna have a springboard. So, not gonna even mention anything to do with that. We are gonna do a little bit of some running drills. So, nothing too crazy, but you're gonna start with high knees. We've done these in warm-up before. If you're in my class, I know we've done them before. Let's go back. I have no room here. So pretty much all you're gonna do is run in place, bring your knees up as high as you can. If you're up on a second floor or something and you don't want to jump, you can always do these as a step, just working your arms and just stepping in it. That's okay. I do that when I work out because jumping is hard for me because I have bad knees. But if you can, you want to be jumping, going as fast as you can. First things first, so I want to go over the arms. So as you're running, you're doing alternate arms. So as your right leg is up, your left arm is up. And you're just bringing your hands ear to hip, alternating with your legs. Like I said, right leg, left arm, and vice versa. So you're running, you can start slow, practicing those high knees with the arms. And then try to speed it up. Tired already. I don't like running. Yeah, like I said, you're doing that. For the sake of time, we're only going to do it for 30 seconds. 30 seconds on the clock, go. I'm going to step it out because I really don't like to run, even if it's just in place. If you are doing it slow like me, make sure you're still pointing your toes because that is how you would be pushing off the floor to do it fast. If you're doing it fast, good for you. You're more in shape than me. I'm proud of you. And that is 30 seconds. Good job. Next one we're going to do is butt kicks. A lot of people don't like that name, so if you can think of something better, leave it in the comments. I'll use it. But I don't have a better name for it off the top of my head. I've always called them butt kicks. So if you don't like that, I'm sorry. Feel free to leave another option for me. I'm happy to use it. So you're using the arms again, but this time you're bringing your leg behind you, trying to kick your body. You can do it flexed feet or pointed. If you're doing pointed, that's preferable because as you're running, I always say that you're pushing through your toes. That's how you get your speed, your momentum. So, you're kind of brushing the floor with your toe as you kick. If you're doing it slow, you don't necessarily have to do the arms because it's a little awkward to do slow. But if you're doing it fast, then it's not quite as awkward. Obviously, you're not going to go like all the way up though. Just like that. Again, 30 seconds on the clock. I'm not going to do these even slow because I just think it's awkward slow and I don't feel like doing it fast. So I'm going to get some water. this next one, we're gonna do, if you've ever seen the movie Stick It, like the only good gymnastics, well, arguably, only good gymnastics movie. There's a lot more now than there were when I was little, so I can't say that with confidence anymore. There are some good ones now. Back when I was little though, only gymnastics movie, it was good. But in there, they make them do the punishment kind of thing, where they're running with straight legs. I don't understand why it's a punishment. These are super fun. I love doing them. So we're gonna do it. It's a nice running drill because it works those leg muscles that we're working on floor. You can do this in place or you can do it moving. If you have the space to do it moving, that is preferable. However, I understand not everybody does, so I'm gonna do it in place to demonstrate how you would be able to do it at home. So, like I said, you're just keeping your legs straight, keeping those toes pointed out in front of you. Most people that I've tried to teach this to struggle with it, so if you're struggling with it too, no worries, totally normal, don't feel bad. You're just kicking straight out in front of you. You get the gist. So I'm not going to make you do that for a long time, just to show you, because like I said, they are kind of difficult, especially if you don't have someone there telling you how to do it. So no worries if you didn't quite get it, that's fine. Last thing that we're going to do is a sprint. So if you have room to run, excellent, please do so. Go outside, go to the front yard, down the street, wherever you feel safe to do that, or wherever your parents feel like you are safe to do that. If you don't have any place that you can, that's okay. Just try to run in place really fast. Like just move your feet like you would if you were sprinting. If you do have someone to run, you are running as fast as you can, wherever it is that you are. Let's do, I guess, it's hard, let's see. Depending on the size space that you have, if it's super long like ours, so if you're like running down the street or something, just go about 200 yards. That's the foot, well, that might be too much. How long would you say this is, cameraman? You don't know? I think it's like 70 feet or something. I don't know, we used to have a tape measure, but it's all worn out now. I think it's about 70 feet-ish. Daniel, I know you're watching. How long is the rod floor? Let's just call it 70 feet. So you're running 70 feet down and back. If you don't have that long of a space, then you don't have to run that far, obviously. Just run however far you have. If it's just your backyard, standard size, I'd say like 20, 30 feet. Go down and back, so twice. If you have like just your living room, it's gonna be really hard to sprint in there, so you're just kind of jogging it maybe 4 times, down and back. I am most definitely not gonna sprint because, ouch, y'all are still young, you have good knees, so lucky you. I don't. So while y'all are doing that, I'm gonna get our game set up. So, for our game, in the spirit of the leaps that we were doing on floor, I want you to set out a bunch of obstacles. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be literally anything. Anything at all. Socks, shoes, shirts. If you have cones, great. Pens, pencils, little brother, little sister, don't hit them. Anything you can think of really. Anything you've got laying around the house. It does not matter one tiny bit what it is. What we're going to be doing is jumping over it. So if you want an obstacle, then pick something a little taller. If you don't have anything taller, that's fine, whatever. So what we're gonna be doing is jumping over everything. So you're gonna have a different type of jump. First thing is gonna be frog jumps. So you're gonna go down and up. I put a lot of stuff out and I'm regretting that now. So I'm probably gonna switch it halfway through. But, so you start and jump over it. And if you can pull away, jump to the next obstacle. And jump over it. My legs are tired already, oh my goodness. So, that's the game. If you have someone to play with, even better, set 2 lines. I kind of went in a weird shaped circle thing. But if you have 2 people or more playing, you can set up a line and you can race. If not, that's okay. You can do it like I did, go in a circle, time yourself, see if you can beat yourself. So you can do frog jumps, you can do straight jumps, you can do a leap, you can do a long jump, you can do one-footed hops, you can do lots of stuff. Whatever your mind can come up with, you can do. So that's our game. I regret setting so much up because now I have to clean it up. So yeah, well, I guess I'll show you once. So how I would do this, I just go in a big circle, we're hopping over everything, all around the whole floor. Yep, that's it. Like I said, you can time yourself, you can race, whatever you want to do. That is all I have for you. I'll stay on for any questions or comments, concerns, whatever, for about 2 more minutes while I clean this up. Cameraman, if you can let me know if there's any questions. Alrighty, well, that is all I have for you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.